As usual, we're going to give it a few minutes and allow people to join us. Good morning, Robert. I'm solo today, so forgive me if I have to stop and type, or I have to pay attention to the comments myself a little bit better today. So looks like we have 4 viewers joining us so far. We'll give it just a little bit longer, and then I'll jump into updates. Hey, Tim. All right, we'll go ahead and get started with the updates. Looks like we've got 6 people so far. Looking at the analytics of these videos, it's pretty amazing the organic growth that they get. We typically have 50 to 100 viewers that are viewing live, but the video, some of them get viewed over 10,000 times. So that's really exciting that people are that can't join us live are jumping in and watching them from the past. So, all right. So first off, just a reminder that our annual dues have been sent out. If you've not received them, please reach out to our office. You could, of course, call the 417-334-1040 number, or you can call Owner Services with extension 259. So same number, but that extension 259, and Stacy can help you out with that. Make sure we get you those annual dues. The Capital Improvement Fund is currently sitting at $38,705, so we're continuing to see growth on that. These Meet the Manager meetings will be switching back to in-person on March 22nd, so that's during our spring break bash. They will still be available online, but we will no longer be in my office with a setup like this. Quick touch on the voucher program, the 1,000 memberships for $1,000. We've had 32 of those coupons claimed, and year to date we're currently at 22 coupons. So this is January to current, with 3 regular sales. So 25 sales year to date, and this same time last year, and this number includes all of March. We had 18 sales, so certainly seeing an increase in those sales numbers. Something else we're noticing is that transfers have gone down as well, so that's also exciting. Year-to-date transfers, we've had 14, and last year-to-date we had 55. Some updates on maintenance. Indoor pool will be open for the spring break bash, so the maintenance on the pool was completed. A few meetings ago, we walked into the pool and kind of showed the maintenance that we were doing on the pool. We had some rust spots, so we did some repainting and got that filled back up. The putt-putt course, I'd heard from a few owners, actually one of them using our new Maintain X app, that there were some issues with our putt-putt course. That was on our list this year of things to get ready, to kind of tackle and revamp. So maintenance is working on that this week. And then we're gearing up for painting. So as you may remember, part of that capital improvement plan was redoing the roofs on the clubhouse, the indoor pool, and the welcome center. The other part of that plan was repainting those buildings as well. So we're hoping to start painting trim next week or the week after. So excited about that. When you guys come down for the spring break bash, I'm hoping at least the trim will be done. And then the following weeks, the buildings themselves will be repainted as well. Speaking of the spring break bash, that is the March 17th through the 23rd. So come down and join us for that. There's a full list of activities. It's been posted online, Facebook, and it's on our activities side of the website as well. So jump on there and check those out. I'm most excited about the campfire we're going to be having on Sunday. So we're going to do some s'mores, and so I will definitely be out at that. Also mark your calendars for April 12th. That's our volunteer day. And just a reminder, lunch will be provided for that. Another update, we are currently hiring work campers. So we have positions in housekeeping, maintenance, food and beverage, and activities. So if you are interested in that, again, reach out to our office. There's also a packet available online. And you don't have to be an owner to be a work camper. So if you know anybody that is in the area or is looking to come and spend some time in Branson for the busy season, send them our direction. Two other positions that have been listed. Food and beverage manager position has been listed. We received several applicants for that position. We are completing first round interviews and moving into second round interviews next week. And then our director of operations position has also been listed, and those initial interviews have been completed. There's still a couple out there that we need to get done, some kind of late arrivals on the Indeed platform, and then we're moving into second round next week, so very excited about that. This interview process for both of these positions, being manager positions, are pretty in-depth. We do an initial interview with them, an in-person interview that lasts about 2 hours and includes a park tour, and then a final interview, and a board member typically jumps on as well to that third round interview, just to get to know the candidate a little bit. So, water leaks, quick update. We have repaired those 2 major water leaks that we've been discussing on our lives. Both of those have been fixed. The next steps, because we know that there's additional water leaks on the park, the next steps will be continuing to work with the Missouri Rural Water Association, so they'll come back out and listen for additional leaks. And then we're installing some additional meters as well. Rules and regs. So we've had, our board has been reviewing the rules and regulations for the park over the past couple of months, really digging in there, making sure that those get updated. We're going to be discussing that at our next work session, which is next Saturday. And hopefully we will have those passed within the next month or so. Also for that same day, no meet the manager meeting on that day. Our first strategic planning meetings, we've been talking about this for months, and it's taken me a little bit longer than I originally anticipated to get this off the ground, but we're excited to announce that our first strategic planning meeting is taking place this coming Tuesday at the Lodge. And that first meeting is going to really consist of us reviewing the feedback that we've received from both the members of that committee and then also the mission, vision, values survey that we sent out. And we got about 480 responses to that initial survey. So again, just looking at where Treasure Lake, what are the things that members are thinking about for the next 10 years, what should be included in that strategic plan. So excited to take a look and dive in deep into that. And I'm forgetting that I also need to be reading the comments here. Got a lot of hellos and highs. Hello, everybody. Looks like Teresa's on park. All right. Next update, 2025 budget is available online. It is not, in the past, the budget was a few pages long, and we've discussed a couple of times on the live about how we've switched to a by class budgeting and tracking system. So what that means is each team has their own budget that's rolled up into an organizational budget. So when you download the packet, don't get overwhelmed. It's large, but it really allows you to take a look at the organization as a whole by month, and organization as a whole by team by year, and then individual by month budgets for each team. So if you do have any questions on it, if you download it and you're unsure what you're looking at, feel free to reach out. Happy to go over it with owners. See, next up, so if you haven't heard, big news, our yurts are on sale. The price right now for owners and associates, including taxes, $77.47, and 4 nights gets you, so if you pay for 4 nights, you get 5 days, or 5 nights, and if you pay for 5 nights, you get 7 nights. So take advantage of that. Also, 2 of the yurts have been converted to pet units, so that's something that we've got a lot of owners that haven't been able to enjoy the yurts yet because none of them have been pet friendly. 2 of those yurts are now pet friendly, so take advantage of that. And that'll be for March, April, and May. That special is running. All right. And I think that concludes my updates. So happy to answer any questions. A question, the first one, when will November 2024 financials be available? Yeah, we talk about this just about every call, and my apologies for not being able to get those sooner. Right now, we have sent everything to Abacus. There's been a little bit of back and forth. As I've said in previous lives, I wanted to make sure anything affecting the balance sheet was corrected from previous year's financials, the previous year's financials, so 2024. I think we're in the very final phases of that. So, like I said, we've had a lot of back and forth. They've corrected quite a few things on the financials in both November and December. So we're doing both at the same time. And I hate to give you a deadline because Abacus has not given me a deadline. We are prepared to go ahead and release January and February's profit and loss statement, even without those numbers, but it won't be a full financial packet. So an updated balance sheet would not be included. But we'll meet with the Finance Committee next week, go over those profit and loss statements, and if we haven't received those financials back from Abacus and able to post those, I would think that we could go ahead and post the profit and loss statements. So. Any other questions? See a lot of people posting where they're from, where they're joining us from here. So Beth says, when will we stop using Abacus? Are we under contract with them? So they're supposed to finish out the year. So starting January 1st, bookkeeping came in-house. So Sarah, we're developing a new financial system from the ground up and have been for several months. What we're waiting on is those financials from Abacus. So, November and December financials, they're supposed to finish out the year and provide those to us, and that's what we're waiting on, but we're not using them moving forward after that. So, Beth, does that answer your question? And I would love to be able to post the full January financial packet, but unfortunately without those final numbers from Abacus, our balance sheet would not be accurate. So, Bella, is there going to be another Veterans Wall? Yes, we have run into a bit of an issue sourcing the same size stone, so we're currently looking at different sizes. to be able to continue the Veterans Wall. But yes, we will be continuing to add walls to our Veterans Wall. Robin, our golf cart rentals still on sale at a cheaper price. So prices went back to normal on golf carts, so unfortunately not. Update on the golf carts. This year we did move those to the pavilion to kind of shelter them from the weather. We've moved about half of those back, so we've got plenty ready for rent. And there was some complaints about some of them not going the 15 miles an hour that they should go. And those are actually being adjusted this coming week. So no more trying to find the golf cart that doesn't go slow. They should all go the same speed. So Kent Pratt has a specific question about the budget. We are looking to sell 235,000 during 2025. So let's see. Yeah, $235,000. That's correct. That would be sales membership. And you'll notice the 50,000 in January and February. We weren't sure how that 1,000 for 1,000 would go. So we're definitely seeing an uptick. We've not hit that 50,000 mark. But I think that we're going to see more growth throughout the year, so I think that's obtainable. Good morning, Austin. I'm going to scroll up here. Oh, it keeps jumping down. Here we go. Let's see. Bella, being a vet member since 1987, how would I get my name on the next wall? So if you reach out to Tammy, so you can call the main office and ask for Tammy. Tammy keeps that list of individuals that will be going on the wall. So reach out to her and get your name on the list. Good morning, Bill. You're welcome. Well, this will be a really short one if we don't get some more questions. Let's see. Do we know what percent of the cabins are rented per year? And also, this thing keeps jumping down every time a new comment happens. 1 second here. And also the yurts. I don't see where those can be profitable with all the deals of VRBOs, etc. in Branson. So Stacy, yeah, there's an occupancy report that we make available online. We also did kind of a deep dive into the yurts themselves, so rental usage of the yurts, and compared them to other units on the park. And that's one of the reasons that we did that deal. We want to see that utilization up. So if we might be able to dive in here just a little bit for you. So I've got to hold the mouse on your comment, otherwise it jumps down here. So for yurts, for 2024 usage, in March we're at 47%, April 34%, May 30, June 57, And the April, May, June, and July are all decreasing from the 2023 numbers. So we saw an increase in March, 19% increase, and then it dropped as far as a 24% decrease from the previous year in July. August, we saw a slight bump up. September, another drop. October and November, we saw an increase. But overall, that occupancy is not where we think it should be. And if you go online to the occupancy report, Stacy, it'll show you every month and each type of rental and what the percentage is. Okay, live music and entertainment, yes, absolutely. So live music is something that we will continue to have out here at Treasure Lake. If you have an interest in a local band or somebody you'd like to hear, reach out to the activities department. They love to get that kind of feedback. Let's see. So Austin, when will the outdoor pool be opened? That is going to be on Memorial Day, as it has been in the past, and the indoor pool will be open during the spring break. Bill McCorkle, quick question. I need to mail my coupon in. Who do I send it to? Has been used. So if it has been used, Bill, you do not have to mail it. It sounds like sales has already tracked you for that if it's already been used. Beth, any plans to expand motel units? Not currently. That's really part of that strategic plan, though, looking at do we need to expand our rental options. Pam, any idea when washers and dryers that need replaced will be done? So those are contracted out through Johnny Morris. And we get a percentage of everything that's brought in from those washer and dryer units. They actually are putting together a proposal for us now to replace several of those washers and dryers. So I've got Jeff is scheduling a meeting with the operations manager out there for the next couple of weeks, within the next couple of weeks, and we'll sit down and take a look at what they've come up with. They provided some price specs. There was going to be an increase in price to kind of recoup their investment, but we haven't seen a contract yet. So as soon as we see a contract, I will bring that to the board. We will take a look at that and decide whether or not we want to move forward with exchanging those units out. Okay, next question. Will you be adjusting expenses on monthly budget if the revenue targets aren't met? Yeah, absolutely. So, a budget is a plan, and looking at the data, I know we've talked about this several times and I've kind of dove into it, but the data that we had wasn't consistent. And what I mean by that is income lines, let's say income revenue for one area of the park may have been coded in this area and then in this area. So it took a lot of work to kind of go through and try to figure out, what the accurate number or projection should be based on actuals. So a lot of the revenue is based on actuals, but the actuals are a little bit adjusted depending on if we found errors in where that income was being coded. But again, a budget is a plan, and things don't always go to plan. If we do not see our income there, my goal as a general manager is try to ensure that we hit that net, that bottom line net number. So that means if we're not hitting our targets income-wise, we certainly need to be looking at cutting costs to ensure that net income plan is a target that we hit. Kent Pratt said, did I hear that a director of operations salary is part of the 2025 budget? If so, what would his or her responsibilities be? I might have misunderstood this. Yeah, there was some comments made during the vote, and a little bit of back and forth between two board members. I think that, so in 2024, when I first got here, we restructured the organization. We had a general manager and like an assistant general manager, an assistant to the general manager. We went away from that model. We had 14 direct reports to the general manager at that time. So we restructured. We built a job description for a director of operations and a director of programs and marketing. And then all of the teams would fall under either the admin department, the operations department, or the programs and marketing department. So that position was the position that Wally held. It's not a new position for 2025. It is included in the 2025 budget, and actually had started. It was there the entire year. When that position became vacant, we updated the budget to leave out January. So there was a savings in January, but that salary picked back up in February. And of course, we have not hired that position yet, so it's currently still a savings. But as far as responsibilities for the Director of Operations, housekeeping, maintenance, and all of owner services and security all report directly to the Director of Operations. So everything that falls within those areas, this position would be responsible for. Kent, did that answer your question? Trying to catch up on comments here. See, what is the procedure for repair persons to come into the park? Example, picking up a golf cart for repair and maintenance, they need to stop by the Welcome Center. I've always notified security when I've done this before. Yeah, absolutely. So, yeah, reach out to security if somebody's going to be on park. Oftentimes, an owner will come up there and meet them, unless there's somebody that's been on the park, several times before. We've got kind of a working relationship with them. So. And Kent, just to follow up on your question as well, that position is listed on Indeed if you want to see the job description on Indeed. I mean, a job description only shows so much, but it's really the essence of the position if you want to jump on there and look at it. Hazel says, "Where's Amy?" Amy is on the road today, so she has the day off today. She's going to visit some family. You guys are like, Stephen can't hold it together here looking through comments at the same time. It is a lot easier somebody running this side of things. But she will be back. Tanya's headed to Branson. Awesome. I hope you can stop by. Any other questions? So Bella, can golf carts be reserved? No, they are first come, first serve. Beth, thank you. We've got a great team. I'm just the one in front of the camera most of the time. So Pam asks, when will rock and roll open up? That's really going to depend on how fast we can get this food and beverage manager hired. We've looked at trying to provide a date, but honestly, without having that position here, revamping the menu and being part of that process, I would hate to give you a date just because I don't want it to be wrong. I will guarantee that it will be open this year. So it's not something that the plan is to have everything as like it was last year as much as possible. So that includes having the breakfast, the rock and roll open, and we will be adding the snack shack as well. So. Beverly says she loved all the changes and everyone is doing a great job. Thank you. One thing I can hit on while we're waiting for some more questions to pop in, our owner feedback survey is live. So if you go onto the web page and scroll all the way down to the bottom of the web page, there'll be a link there to submit owner feedback or a maintenance request. So if you're on park and you see something that needs to be fixed, you can click that link and request that maintenance come out and fix the issue, whatever you see. And then there's also the owner feedback survey portion as well. So there'll be two links on that landing page. So you'll click on the link on the website, it'll bring you to a page that kind of explains each form, and there's two forms that you can click on. When I say forms, they're like online surveys. If you click the owner feedback, it'll ask you kind of a top level question, and then ask if you want to provide more feedback. If you hit more, the full survey expands, and there you can get pretty detailed feedback on your stay or on your visit. So Hazel says, we'll be busy enough for a snack shack. We're gonna have to be careful on when that opens, obviously. Luckily we do have positions that we have the advantage of having work campers, so we're not looking at the same cost model of operating a restaurant or the snack shack like most businesses would. I'm obviously not saying that work campers don't cost the organization anything, but the cost for labor is extremely low compared to anybody doing business without work campers. So I think we'll be busy enough for the snack shack during peak season. And it's going to offer things like bottled soda, candy, chips, small things like that. So, how is the pond in phase 2 coming along? It's coming along. So the next step, we'll be talking about this at the strategic planning meeting as well. Next step is letting it fill up, and we have to build up some greenery in there, from what I've been told. So. I've also talked with a couple of owners who have a lot of experience in creating ponds and also redoing ponds, so I'll be leaning on their expertise as well. But as of now, we have to let the environment kind of grow up in there to be able to support the fish that we'll be stocking it with. And as far as what fish we're going to stock it with, we don't have a plan yet on that either. So if you have any feedback on that or would like to have some input, feel free to reach out. But it's filling up. That last rain definitely made an impact on it. So let's see. Any movement on water leaks and credits back from the city? Yeah. So at the beginning of the live, I kind of touched on this. All the leaks that the major leaks that we've been able to find in that partnership with Missouri Rural Water Association have been fixed. So the next step is for them to come back out, do another listen, and try to find additional leaks. From what they were telling me, it can be hard to pinpoint. If you've got a major leak, it can be hard to pinpoint other leaks because of that leak. So we've got those leaks fixed. Mike is setting up a meeting with them in the next few weeks. They'll come back out, do another listen, and we'll figure out where the next leak we need to fix is. As far as reaching out to the city, no movement on that yet. We've been in correspondence with them. We've met with them in person, both myself and a board member, to kind of discuss what that process would look like. So as soon as we kind of figure out what these leaks look like, as far as the impact to our bill and the gallon usage drop, then we can go back to them and say, okay, we were using this amount as kind of a baseline. Now we're using this amount. The difference is this, and can we get refunded or get a credit for the sewage portion of that bill? Ron says phase 2 pond stock some hybrid bluegill and catfish for sure. Bella says, you're doing a great job. Love your live videos. Appreciate that. I'm excited to get back in person. Not that I don't like being on live with everybody, but seeing people face to face is a lot more fun. And those will be streamed live, so everybody can watch those. I'm sorry, I said live. They're actually not streamed live because of a technical difficulty with mics. They're posted shortly after they happen, those in-person Meet the Manager meetings. I've got a lot of feedback about continuing to do drive-arounds as well. That's something that we're looking at. I'm hoping to possibly do those like once a month. So we'll still have this live Facebook interaction. It just won't be as often during the peak season. Beth says, excited to come down. Come on, warmer weather. Absolutely. It's slowly creeping up. So Bella says, if membership is bought for son's family, can his kids, my grandkids, be added to the contract? So if a membership is bought for their family, yeah, so until they're of age 21, I believe, but don't quote me on that. The best person to reach out to would be Teresa in sales for any specific questions about adding people when they drop off, questions like that. And her number is 417-332-1634. She can also be emailed at sales@tlresort.com, and that's Teresa. Pam says, how is occupancy since decrease per night fee? Looking at, I mean, the time frame we have to kind of measure that against is not, it's not the peak season. So I'd hate to say, hey, we're doing great on that, or we're really not meeting the target. I mean, I would say, looking at the draft December financials. So this isn't based on occupancy. This would be just based on revenue. For 1 month, for sales lodging, $39,000 compared to $48,000 in 23. We've seen an uptick in the extended stay, 9-day buyback, a decrease in guest rentals. But again, just comparing to December, I don't know if that would give us a really clear picture on whether or not the intent behind that is taking effect just yet. I'm excited to see it in the busy season. And, you know, that's something that I look forward to talking to everybody about as well. I think it's going to have some impact, though, for sure. Mike, is the park receiving enough extra money when dues are mailed in? So we are moving toward that goal, and that goal is listed on our website. It's on the front page, so you can always kind of see that's updated Monday through Friday as those dues are coming in, or as somebody makes a donation. I said at the beginning of the video the total amount. I don't remember it off the top of my head. I believe it's $38,000 is where we're currently at. So are we receiving enough? There's lots of people that have been extremely generous. Many people are donating the $20. Obviously, we haven't hit our goal yet. So does that answer your question, or did I do a really good job at like skirting your question completely? Mike, I know that didn't really answer your question. I guess to be really frank, I would love to see additional come in, but I also know that not everybody's paying their dues right now. But a lot of individuals that are paying their dues are also making a donation toward that. So. And that goal again is $127,672. If you go to tlresort.com, there's a little thermometer that shows where we're currently at with that. So. Mike says, we have a great park. I hope everybody will contribute. Absolutely. I'm excited to see everybody. The winter definitely, my first winter here at Treasure Lake, and there's definitely a shift. We stay really busy, but we just don't have all of our owners here, so it definitely feels different. So excited to see everybody here enjoying the park. Melinda says, good morning. Who gets the tow out fees? When you say who gets them, it would Treasure Lake. So that's a fee that we charge. It goes directly to Treasure Lake. Obviously, there's an offsetting cost there, payroll. But we don't contract that out to anybody, if that's your question. So that comes directly back to the park. Rebecca says this is great information. She's watching from Roswell. She's been coming to Treasure Lake since 1986 and has been a member since 2000. Beth says, what color has been chosen for the buildings? So we are looking at obviously the roofs now are black. The trim will be black, and the buildings will be. I'm not great with colors. It's a gray. It's like a shade of gray. So definitely it makes it look a little more modern, gives it a little more modern feel. But I think it's going to look really sharp. It's going to be eye-catching, and certainly pop. So. All right, I'll give it just a little bit longer. All right, well, thank you everybody that joined us on the live. Appreciate you guys. Looking forward to seeing everybody come down and see the park in its hustle and bustle time. It's going to be great. All right.